Last night was kooky. I don't know what happened. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to our show. I think, you know what, if I can, I'm going to try to come on every single night of this week and just come on and talk to you a little bit, because it was fun last night and we did really well. The video last night, I was surprised, did incredibly well. So I thought, wow, look at this. Talking about a little Christmas stuff, just checking in with you. Nothing wrong with that, huh? Yeah, I got 700 hits last night. There you go. That's not a lot, but it's a little bit. So I thought I'd come back on. Let me grab this mic, make sure it's really, really close. I wanted to talk tonight. I mean, we always talk about music, and I know that's a fun thing to do. I mean, love to talk about music, but sometimes some of the music I've received through the years have been Christmas music. Tor Porco, hi. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. This is slightly better lighting than we had yesterday. Let me see if I can turn this on. Oh, that's better. I got a lot of lights in this tiny room. This room is the size of a walk-in closet. Uh, you know what? I should have brought my other computer here so I could see this. Hold on, maybe it'll show up on here. Maybe just give me a second. Maybe I can do it on here. Maybe it'll show up. Maybe the comment. Oh yeah, it's showing up on here. So if anybody says something, at least I'll see it. There, I see it right there. This is good. Michelle, you just said equals. What I wanted to do is to tell you about some of the best Christmas presents that I've ever received. Most of it was music. Music oriented in 2000 or 2001. Shannon got me not a well-known brand, but a World Max drum kit. Like the whole damn thing. And I was far from a kid at that point. Been with Shannon quite a few years by that point, but I couldn't believe it. She bought me this drum kit. She didn't know what she was looking for. She just went into a shop and they basically said, it was nice. They knew who I was because our radio station was just down the street. And she bought this drum kit for me, which our son started drumming with when he was born a few years later. And then one day he said, "Can I have a real drum kit?" Because he said, "Dad, this is not a bad drum kit, but I need a real good drum kit." So tell me, what were your favorite Christmas presents throughout the years? Again, it could be, I understand if it's going to be musical because that's who you guys are. 1975, I remember receiving One of These Nights by the Eagles. One of my favorite Christmas, I just love that album. Had a chance to interview Randy Meisner and Bernie Ledden from that album, from that incarnation of the Eagles. An acoustic guitar, Douglas W. says, an acoustic guitar given to me in 75, there you go, same year, by my older brother. Merry Christmas, John. Thank you, Douglas. Merry Christmas to you, too. And Shadowman says, one of my favorite music gifts was when I was 18, my mom got me the Beatles' White Album. Ah, yeah. And that's a double album, so that makes it even better. Keep the comments coming. I want to share I'm 61, so in 65, for instance, which is where this from the insider comes from, the number one gift in 65, the hottest toy was G.I. Joe by Hasbro. And let me read that comment. I don't want to miss comments because I keep missing comments on here. Shadowman says, it hasn't come up on here yet. Oh, here it is. Rick, Top 40 Hub. Hi, Rick. How you doing, man? Hey, John. Merry Christmas to you, Shannon and the family. For me, it was table hockey, of course. Another one was blue GE Kids Stereo. I don't know what that is. GE. A kid's stereo, of course. Duh. Douglas, you're turning 60 next week. It's a different vibe. When I turned 50, nothing happened. It's still me. But turning 60, that was a different vibe. Is anybody at the door? Hi, honey. I don't have a chair for you. Oh, sorry. Shannon didn't feel like coming on tonight. She was just busy doing stuff, Christmassy things. But I'm not prepared for her because there's no place for her to be. Shannon, there's no place to put it. I've got lights all over here, honey. I can't talk to you and be on the. Sorry. Tor Porco says my dad surprised me one Christmas when he bought me a soundtrack for Saturday Night Fever. Oh, right on. Again, double album. Great present. You gotta love that. Keep telling me what your favorite. I mean, it's nice to think back at that kind of stuff. We're going through this pandemic. It's crazy world right now, and it's nice to think of simpler times of when our lives were literally simpler. Because when you're a kid, you're thinking about just a few things: your best friend, Christmas, 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 presents, 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 food maybe. And but there's not a lot going on. It's not a complicated life going on as much as it is now because we've got mortgages and car payments and all this stuff. Um, um, Roberto Soto says, I'll be 30 in 2 weeks. Well, happy birthday, right after the holidays. In 66, the biggest Christmas present, the hottest thing was Susie Homemaker, which is a pretend oven. There you go. 67, the biggest toy of the year was Light Bright. Maybe Light Bright, making things with light. What a sight, making things with Light Bright. I remember that ad. I probably got some words wrong there, but I'm a little kooky around Christmas. There you go. Let's see what people are saying. Merry Christmas, John and Shannon from Snowman. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you. And again, I'll reiterate the fact that it's just a kooky year this year. They're setting laws here where we live in Northeast New Brunswick concerning COVID, but they say they're not going to do them until after Christmas because people have already made plans. Omicron is going nuts, but they say at this point they're not going to stop people from going where they want. And listen, I'm an advocate of being safe, wearing masks. I wash my hands. We got our shots. We're still waiting for our booster shot. We can't get it till January here. And I believe all that stuff. And I believe this virus is, anybody who's antivirus, at this point, I'm going. But anyway, to each his own, I guess. Well, it's not to each his own because people who are not getting vaccinated, they're causing a problem. 1968, the biggest toy in 68, Hot Wheels cars, little dinky toys. That was the biggest toy. Wow. In 1969, it was Snoopy the Astronaut, an action figure looking thing. I've never seen it in my life before. Nerf balls in 1970, biggest toy. Never had that. 71, Weebles. Weebles wobbles, but they don't fall down, remember? 1972, Uno cards. 73, skateboards. Well, they've made a couple of comebacks throughout the years. In 74, the biggest thing was Dungeons and Dragons. Now that I wouldn't have thought of that. John Costello, Rock History Music. Yeah, I feel you. Booster shots schedule for a week. Thank you, John. From tomorrow, he says, I have no idea yet what trying to celebrate Christmas is going to be like. We don't either. I mean, Rick Top 40 Hub says, I also love getting those Green Army men. This was the 60s. I'm 64. Yeah, I remember that. You get a bag of them, and you'd have this whole life going on with every one of them had a story when I played with them. A lot of them were the same, of course, in those bags. You had the same toys. But anyway, this will probably bring back memories for a lot of you. The first ones, in 75, Pet Rocks was the biggest gift toy. In 76, believe it or not, the Cher Barbie doll. It wasn't a Barbie. The Cher doll was one of the hottest toys of the year. 77, Star Wars action figures. Duh, of course. In 78, the Simon. Remember that thing with that multicolored game? I've never had that. I barely knew what it was. 79, the Atari 2600. Completely forgot about it, but I can't show you what I'm looking at, but it's there. Let me check out some comments. A lot of people are talking. A lot of people are hanging out. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Dwayne says, my eldest sibling turned 62 in October. My eldest cousin will be 75 early next year. Randy Schiffer says, the girl 3 house down gave me the what? The girl 3 houses down gave me the best present ever. Wink, wink. Oh, best day too. You naughty, naughty boy. John Costello says, Rocky Stream Music, just watched the worldwide tribute to Chris Squire. My favorite Christmas present so far this year. Oh, that's really nice. Roberto Soto says, PlayStation 1, 2002. Oh, cool. And John says again, yes, I remember Pet Rocks. Dwayne says, my favorite Christmas memory were great food. Yes, we were French, so we had tortillas and things. Pierogies, cabbage rolls. Oh, yeah. Snowman. You remember the Schmengi brothers from SCTV? The coffee and the cabbage rolls. Have some coffee and cabbage rolls. A mood ring, snowman, good one. Yeah. John Costello says, I got to put this down. My cousin got me a pet rock for Christmas. We didn't play with it for too long. Yeah, I know there wasn't much to it, right? You really had to have imagination, man. I liked, Dwayne says, I like getting a toy drum set for Christmas. Oh, right on. Maria Day. Hi, Maria. You're a sweetheart. Merry Christmas to you and yours. John Costello says, might be time for a mood ring to make a comeback. Yeah, no kidding, eh? Especially these days. Rick Top 40 Hub says, another one was a portable cassette recorder. Same here. That was the big thing for me before I collected records, recording songs off the radio. For recording music off AM radio, there you go. CKLG, CFun. I think I told you I worked at CFun for quite a few years. I was the last announcer to present music on CFun before they turned to talk. I was the last guy to do it. I was also on 2 different incarnations of CFun. I was in when CFun sold their call letters to CFAN in Miramichi, Newcastle, New Brunswick. My school choir was on that station. And when they sold it and Chum wanted the license back, I ended up working there as a radio announcer in Vancouver on the other side of the country. So I have a few weird things about CFun. And I'm a member of the CFun, vets announcers thing on Facebook. Ron Miller, the snare drum and a ukulele at age 6 and 65. Why? We're around the same age. Marie Van de Anker. Yeah. Merry Christmas from Holland. Golden earring fan. Ha. Hi. Also, they're going back fast. Someone the other day was saying, you say a lot for a broadcaster. Never say it on the radio. Isn't that weird? Never. Because you can't. You have a certain amount of things to say, and I'll be recording my show in about half an hour. My email address, Maria, is johnbowden@icloud.com. So you know how to spell my name because it comes up. Maria Day. Hi, Maria. Happy holidays from John. That's nice. You guys are talking amongst yourselves. Sue Bailey, all I wanted one year was a reel-to-reel tape recorder. That was expensive. We couldn't afford it, yeah. My eldest sister had just got her first job and bought me one. Wow, really? Never forget it. That's amazing. What a present that is. And of course, you never forgot it. Wow, John, that's awesome to know. Kiss tickets at the, by the way, Rick, I work for QM FM now, and I work for Move, which switched to Move 103. So, there you go, right here. I'll show you. I work for QM. They sent me this. So, when I moved to Calgary from Vancouver because our daughter had autism and we had to get funding for her, there was none. Sorry, didn't mean to cough in your ear. Okay, Swede Savage Kiss tickets at the LA Forum years back. They recorded a live too. Wow. Swede Savage, that's a great present. Sharon Fox, Etch-a-Sketch, good one. I was happy to get one at Christmas. Etch-a-Sketch is so much fun. Hours and hours of entertainment. It's a commercial, folks. Dwayne says, my eldest sibling, who was 62, had a great record collection. I remember it from the 70s. He has Nazareth, Meatloaf, Dr. Hook, Roxy Music, Led Zeppelin, so on. He also he was a big Kiss fan. I loved Kiss back then. Not so much anymore, but I did back then. Okay. You may have an address for me to get a hold of Steve Perry. Thank you. I bet you please do. But I bet you after Christmas, he's going to shut things down. Boogington, Thunderwood. Hey, nice to have you back. Ludwig Red, I don't know what that is. Matching snare. Oh, yeah, the drum kit. I thought you were talking about the classical composer. Oh, Vista Light. That's right. Vista Light. I remember that from my son. 22, 12, 13, and 16, matching snare when I was 14. Wow. Real first kit, Zildjian cymbals. I had arrived. Ha, ha, ha. He said, Merry Christmas to you, too. LESRA, a midnight oil of full tank. The full tank. Oh, okay. Rick Top 40, I listened to you, John. Oh, sorry, Rick. I didn't know. I seldom have listeners that anybody who listens to me in Vancouver on this channel at all, I've barely ever spoken to anybody at Move 103 or QM about what I do on YouTube. It's just never spoken, and it's not a thing. We're going, hey, you see my YouTube videos? That's not cool. You don't say that. So I don't think I've talked to an announcer. I don't think I've talked to anybody at that radio station about my YouTube videos. It's just not come up. So it's in turn with that, I seldom have people who listen to me in Vancouver, even though I've been on the air there since 1990, to ever watch my videos. That somehow they're two different worlds. So we do well on YouTube, so we're good with it. Dwayne, do you have relatives in Alberta? There is a large French Canadian community in St. Paul. Yes, I understand that. I'm originally from Two Hills, yeah, south of St. Paul. I've been there. I don't have relatives there. I lived in Alberta from 1979 to 1989. I lived there from 2000 to just last year, 4 months ago. So not last year. I remember Etch-a-Sketch, yeah, Dwayne. John says, The Secret of Life of John Bowden. You spelt it wrong, but it sounds like it should be the title of the Lifetime channel. I got no secrets to life, man. Anyone who would know me now and would go back and listen to and talk to me in the 80s and in a large part of the 90s, I was such a new age guy. I was like hosting psychic shows, and I would be the guy who would hold the mic at these psychic seminars, and these psychics were like my best friends. We'd hang out together. And now I wouldn't be caught dead doing that. I mean, it's like, but I had fun doing it, and but there was a psychic that ripped me off of $2,000. Might have been three. I think Shannon said it was 3,000 because I worked with her in shows, and she never paid me back because I told her, I think you're ripping off people because you're charging whatever $100 or something for a seminar, and only like 10 people are getting to talk to you, and all the other people in the audience leave pissed off. So she got pissed off at me. Oh yeah, Star Wars. Drummer 72. Dwayne says, I believe both were original Métis communities mixed with French, Canadian, and Native. Oh, there are Bowdens in St. Paul. I'm sure there are. I don't know of any relatives I have. Let's talk about top toy in 79, Atari 2600. I mentioned that already. In 1980, Rubik's Cube. I know a lot of you probably would have guessed that. Top toy in 81, He-Man toys. I'm not going to go too much further ahead because of the demographic on this channel. My Little Pony 82. It's just funny though. 83, Cabbage Patch Kids. Transformers 84. Oh, Teddy Ruxpin was 85. That talking teddy bear, remember? Oh yeah, Kosh Balls is Kosh Balls 86. I don't know how to pronounce that. Jenga 87. Those were a lot of fun. I never had any because by then, in 88, I was 28. Nintendo Entertainment System in 1988. I'll just go a few more years. Game Boy 89, top toys. 1990, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles action figures. And in 1991, the Super Soaker? Really? Wow. That's kind of interesting. I never would have guessed that. But for a Christmas present? Yeah, kooky. Okay. John Costello says, I haven't been to Canada since I moved to Minnesota in 81. Oh, wow. Lived in Buffalo, so I went to Niagara Falls a few times. I've been to Niagara Falls. Never been to Buffalo. Now that I'm on the East Coast, I'm going to visit a lot more places. I mean, I know that's not quite East Coast, but it's closer than I was. Rick Top 40 Hub says, John, you should have seen that coming. Dwayne, I remember the Rubik's Cube. Very funny, and tried to solve it. I never came close. I don't have that kind of brain. See, some people say I'm not smart enough. Well, if your brain's not wired that way, and that's how I get through the night, man. No. Charles Crow, Kiss Alive, yes. Christmas 75, a gift from my grandmother. Your grandmother gave you Kiss Alive. Oh, that album had such an influence on me back then. Not so much anymore, but it was such a great sounding, even though it is accused of being the less of a live album than any other live album to some people. I was talking to a rocker a few years ago. He's dead now, but I won't. He told me not to say it, and I won't. But he said that album's not live. He said most of that album's just, but it sounded so good. So as a listening experience, and it was a phenomenon, that album, the first one, Kiss Alive one. John says, I haven't looked at my Rubik's Cube in years. I will. I guess it will remain unsolved. Yeah, yeah. Rick Top 40 Hub. I got a Mustang bike one year. Oh my God, a Mustang bike. Rick, everybody wanted a Mustang bike. Those were beautiful. Beautiful. I can't even imagine what they're selling for now. Like an original one? Crazy. I'm going to go back to the list because it's so cool. These are the top toys for, I think, most of the people who are listening for the demographics. Top toy in 65, G.I. Joe. Never had one. My brother had one. In 66, Susie Homemaker, that oven thing. Light Bright in 67. I'm not going to sing the theme again because that was scary. 68, Hot Wheels toys, Dinky Toys. And 69, something I've never seen before, a Snoopy astronaut figure. Because, of course, of the song, right? 70, Nerf balls. 71, Weebles Wobbles, but they don't fall down. Remember that? Uno, 72. I don't know if I've ever played Uno. 73, Skateboards, which, of course, as I said a while ago, made a great comeback. 74, Dungeons and Dragons. 75, the Pet Rock. Never had one. I've never had any of these things. Our family was very poor. 1976, we've got the Cher doll. There you go. I'm going to read some comments because there's a lot coming in. Oh, this is a very PG picture, and I don't think Shannon will mind if I show this, but we were just packing. I just saw this picture of Shannon. She's just putting her shoes on, but isn't that a nice picture? I've always loved this picture. Sorry, it's got a lot of. It's got. I just found this when I was unpacking some boxes. Isn't that a beautiful picture, Shani? She's putting her shoes on. We're getting ready to go someplace. This would have been in 1998, I think. Yeah, very cool bike. T-Nox, Waiting for Columbus, and A Bong Ready for Action. Maria Day, Easy Bake Oven. Oh, Maria, you had one of those. Shannon had one as well. Pressy says, I got $20 to go to Sam Goody and buy the Elton John album I didn't have. Wow. And you could get, if it was way back then, it was cool. I also remember the game Twister. Yes, Dwayne, of course. Deborah Heath. 1982, Roller Boots. Yeah. Snowman. Kiss Alive 2 freaked my mom out. Well, Kiss freaked a lot of people out. My mother kept saying, why are they all painted? That's just silly. Are they serious about music? Why I oughta? Maria Day, Pretty Lady. Shannon says probably, I think Shannon's watching. She wanted to come on, but she made up her mind a little too late. And I wanted her to come on, but there's no room in this studio. Because, I mean, this is the wall, and there's the wall, and the camera's there. It's not the camera, it's my phone. Dwayne says, I also remember the game Operation. Oh, yeah, that's frustrating. You got to be steady. Got to be steady. Frank P., Death Star Station, or a Mongoose Bike. I don't know what a Mongoose Bike is. Should I know that? I probably should. Rick, Top 40 Hub. I got Wings Over America in 76. Oh, what a great live album that was. I never had it at the time. I've never bought it. Even when John Lennon died, when I was buying all the Lennons, but also the Beatles, and catching up on my, not as much George Harrison or Ringo Starr, but catching up on my McCartney collection. Speaking of McCartney, I love Back to the Egg. London Town, Back to the Egg, which some people didn't like. Love those albums. Dwayne says, I gave myself a great Christmas present once, seeing Paul McCartney live in Edmonton. You are the man. That's really great. I've never seen McCartney. People always tell me, don't give up. I don't think I'll ever get a chance to interview Paul McCartney. I don't think that'll happen. I'd like to, but I don't think. I got a shoeshine box. Charles O. Kerplunk, that was fun. Oh, yeah. Snowman, yeah, I remember Kerplunk. John Costello, I listened to Wings Over America when I went to the Grand Canyon. It was perfect. I love the Grand Canyon so much. It's one of those because of what I was going through when I was traveling alone, I was getting over a really bad breakup. So I'd have to look at my journal. I think I've been there 3 times. I think. I can't even remember. I was just I was taking road trips by myself, and I was just in a haze. Okay, 76 top toy was the Cher doll. It wasn't a Barbie doll. I don't think it was made by Barbie. It was not. 77, you all know this. What was the top toy? Star Wars action figures. And if you kept yours, you made money. Simon, that game thing. I think it was a game, that little multicolored thing. 78. 79, the Atari 2600. 1980, the Rubik's Cube, top toy. 81, He-Man toys. Never got that, but I was 21 at the time. 82, My Little Pony. No surprise. 83, Cabbage Patch Kids. 84, Transformers. 85, the Talking Teddy Bear. Dun, 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 dun. Teddy Ruxpin. Yeah, that freaked some people out. They go, what the heck's going on? Dwayne says, I was the last person to get a ticket to see Paul McCartney for the second live show, end of November 2012. Wow. Deborah Heath, Operation Game. Oh, yeah. All my friends had that. I never had it, but I played it. James Bashir's, hello. Hi, James. How you doing, man? Douglas W., the Wings Over America concert film was awesome. It was. I saw it very late in the game. G.I. Joe, for my 5th birthday, Randall. Yeah, well, that was the first one that came up on the list. G.I. Joe, the top toy. Dwayne says Star Wars was part of the 1970s for sure. Yes. John, back in the 1990s, one of the local radio stations was giving away Paul McCartney tickets to the Mall of America, well, by the Ghermesian brothers, who also did West Edmonton Mall. I remember. They did West Edmonton Mall first, but the Mall of America is bigger. We got enough to bring a bunch of our friends to the show. Wow. Toro Porco, some cool retro toys, a barrel of monkeys. Oh, yeah. See, my family could afford a barrel of monkeys because it's very cheap. What do we got here? Oh, Dwayne says, in the 1990s, there was Barney the Purple Dinosaur. My autistic daughter, who's 23, watches Barney every day. Loves Barney. Met Barney at the zoo in Calgary. Didn't seem to care because it was not the file that she wanted to see Barney in. But there's pictures of her touching Barney. Rush 2112, the best album of the 70s. Yeah, Angels. That would have been a good Christmas present, if that's what you got for Christmas. But if you're just mentioning it. Kerplunk, Deborah, yeah. Snowman, my mom took me to see Star Wars. Yeah, that would have been nice. Let me see if I've missed any. Yeah. But again, because of the demographic of everybody who's here, I'll say it again really quickly. Top toy of 65, G.I. Joe. Susie Homemaker in 66, I would have been 6 years old. 67, Light Bright, The Summer of Love. After The Summer of Love, Light Bright was number 1. 68, Hot Wheels cars. 69, a Snoopy astronaut doll action figure. 70, Nerf balls. Top toy 71, Weebles Wobbles, but they don't fall down. That commercial's probably on YouTube. 72, Uno cards. 73, skateboards. 74, Dungeons and Dragons. 75, I got the Eagles One of These Nights. I remember. Pet Rock was the top toy of 75. I like doing this. This is fun. We'll probably make this a podcast as well. We'll probably put this up in a couple of hours just because we've kind of shut down things because we're working on a project for January. We've had to turn down interviews this week. Not the huge interviews because all those people are getting ready for Christmas. I just spit on the microphone. That's very attractive. You get attractive things on this live feed and not so attractive things. Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Oh, yeah. Ermine Irving. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, Richie retracted his comment. 1970s had great music. Dwayne, oh, it was crazy. It was nuts. Listen, there's a lot of great music still, but the 70s were amazing. I like the 80s too, an awful lot. Air hockey, Ermine Irving. Yes, good choice. I knew a lot of people, adults, who got those as presents in the 80s. John Costello. Yes, Light Bright was awesome. Much love for the Nerf balls too. Thank you. Teddy Bates, the alien toy. Were there aliens? Oh, yeah, there would have been. Of course, it would have been. Wacky Packages, Ermine Irving. Dwayne, excuse me. I also remember Das modeling clay. Remember that. I remember modeling clay. Deborah Heath, the Sylvanian family. I don't know. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look up some of these after. Richie says, I was working in a hospital in Staten Island, New York, in the wing where George Harrison was staying shortly before he passed. I brought him some food. Really? Wow. Oh, it would have been would have been weird seeing him in that condition. Deborah says Tracy Island. I don't know what that is. I've mentioned before on these live podcasts that I interviewed Ravi Shankar maybe a year after George died, and he was still mourning the loss of. I've still got the interview. It's just got a lot of phone hum in it, but he was still mourning the loss of. And it was a great honor to talk to Ravi Shankar of all people. When you come to associates of the Beatles, mostly George, but there you go. John Costello, I requested an interview with Ringo when I was working for a weekly newspaper, but the request was denied. He's hard to get. Thunderbirds. Oh, yeah, Thunderbirds, Deborah. Oh, they were huge. I love the Thunderbirds. I love the little, they had action, like dinky toys for the Thunderbirds. I remember when I was a kid in Montreal, and then we left in 67. Mike L., Smash Up Derby said, oh, completely forgot about that. That's a great one. Yes. Ruben Kincaid, I got a drum kit when I was 13, major gift. Yeah, well, I got one when I was 30. How old was I? God, was I 40? Yeah. It was disturbing. He didn't even know how to say his name. Oh my, really? Ah, that's awful. Douglas W. He's talking about George Harrison, by the way, when he was in the hospital. My cousin and I got into trouble making obscene words on his light bright toy. Douglas, you're not the first. I don't know how to say your name. Gediminas. Briefly resisting worst and best Christmas songs. Worst, Bob Dylan. Grumbling, Here Comes Santa Claus. Best, Sarah McLachlan, Winter Song. Especially River. Song for a Winter's Night. Yes, agreed a lot with what you just said there. Deborah says, I don't know, Scalatrix? Is that how you say that? Ruben, Evel Knievel stunt racing kit. Oh, yeah. Oh, I had one of those Hot Wheels. You have to plug it in. There's a little service station about this big. It's got batteries in it, 4 big batteries. And then you plug it into the car and it goes around the set. I had the single track. There was a wide track. I got that. And then one day, I don't know. I don't think my brother did it. So probably was me. I dropped it into water or something and it stopped working. John says, that's sad about Beatles George. It really is to see, someone once asked me, well, I've been asked a few times, but someone in the industry once asked me, how do you feel about interviewing stars when they're kind of out of their prime a little bit? And I'm going with, yeah, but there's a part of them that where their walls are down a little bit. Well, they're either up or down, but usually they're down and they're willing to talk about things that otherwise they wouldn't have talked about in their 30s. So I like talking to them now, and they're wiser now. You get a better story now. Their memories is not quite as where it should be, but, Snowman says, got a Nerf football for Christmas 77 and playing catch with my dad. Oh, that's nice. Ruben, exactly. Deborah says, I worked in a toy shop in the 90s. That must have been amazing. Did you work there during Christmas? Rick, Top 40 Hub. I remember a friend getting creepy crawlers. That's very popular toy. Yeah. Creepy crawlers. I remember those. Deborah says, trolls. John says, haven't heard Bob try to sing Here Comes Santa Claus. Bob still has a place here in the Twin Cities. I want to find his place where he gets coffee and donuts. Buy him a coffee and donuts. Oh, he's not easy to chat with. I had a friend, when Bob Dylan went to the Juno Awards, the Canadian version of the Grammys, my friend tried to interview him, tried to talk to him, and it did not go down very well. Like he was, but he did approach him in the bathroom. So there. Oh, Stretch Armstrong, Deborah, you're just knocking them out. You just, but getting back to the original topic, what was your favorite Christmas present? I mean, it's crazy coming down. We opened our presents on Christmas Eve, It was my family just had enough. They just went, well, my dad figured out one day, oh, if I just give them presents, they'll leave me alone, won't drive me crazy on Christmas Eve, and I can just have a few beer and just relax. And that was, I still do this to this day. Well, not to this day as much. Kids are grown up now. Chase is still living with us because he helps edit our videos. But if Chase wants something, he just gets it. I mean, I just bought an old vintage Yamaha receiver. It was $300, and I went, well, I'll just buy it. I mean, I'm not rich, and we watch our money. But I thought, well, I've got a little side, you know, thing of money for stereo equipment because I sell it too. Not very often, but once I buy it, I have a hard time selling it. Let's see. Top 40 Hub. Your Carl Palmer interview is great. I'm a huge fan. Carl was a little munchy, as we call it in his family. Carl was not in a great mood, but I already knew he didn't want to do the interview, and his publicist wanted him to do the interview. His publicist is very nice, and Carl ended up in the beginning. He was a little frosty, but he warmed up for it because I think he was just expecting someone who didn't do their research, and I'm sure he gets that an awful lot. But I'm a research pig. I knew I wouldn't get long answers to things, but I really appreciated his time, and he was a nice guy. But now and then you'll get an artist that's just tired. He just got off the road, and he just announced some new dates, by the way. So that's great. Really, Pressy? Bob Dylan has sleepovers at Mellencamp's house where they paint? Wow. There's two guys who don't suffer fools. Bob Dylan and John Mellencamp, huh? They don't put up with any crap. So John Costello says, Evil Knievel action figures was with a motorcycle and a charger in the bike. Great. I think my brother ended up with it. Yeah, that's what happens with a lot of our stuff. Sometimes I'm asked my little brother, Charles, not so little anymore, he's taller than me. Sorry, I do this because I don't want to sneeze. If I sneeze, I'll sneeze 75 times. So where do I... To be a fly on the wall, yeah. Reuben Kincaid, you're right. Whenever I go by an abandoned building, no matter what time of the year it is, I'll always think, what kind of Christmases did they have in there? As I said last night, when I was on the bus and we were leaving for Christmas holidays, I would always wonder, looking around at all the kids in and out of the bus outside. Oh, I wonder what they're doing for Christmas, or wonder what their Christmas looks like. I always wonder these things. And most of the time, of course, I never found out. Because especially when I was a real kid, because I was like a kid. Before 10 years old, I was so shy I would never go to someone's house. Okay, John Costello. You can't wait to see Carl's tour. It'd be amazing. His drumming is still crazy. I know everyone talks about Neil, but Carl's drumming at this point of his life is Neil could have easily been sick, but Neil Peart's drumming was not at the level of what Carl Palmer's doing now at the end. And it's apples and oranges because who knows what was going on with Neil Peart. But I'm watching videos of Carl Palmer and I was just blown away by his speed. Excuse me. When I asked him how he does that, Carl Palmer said, well, I'm a vegan and I don't do this and I don't smoke and I haven't drank. And I'm going, no way, man. It's your practice routine, but it's okay. Rick, top 40 Hub. My mom would hang a sock on the post of our beds with small toys and candy in it to stop us from getting up at 4:30. Oh yeah, I forgot I got this at Winners, believe it or not. You can even see that? I'm surprised you can even see it. Look at. Do. I didn't even know I was wearing it. So thank you. I used to have them from the concert. Hike with Mike. Hi, folks. Hey. Hi, Mike. How you doing, man? Okay, where am I? Would love to play catch with my dad again. Oh, no kidding. My dad wasn't that kind of guy. He didn't do that kind of stuff. He didn't do any of those kind of do stuff with your kid thing. I worked with my dad. He was very down to business. John Costello, I bought the singing Elton John doll on eBay. Oh, really? Hi, folks. Hi. Okay, I'm going back to that. John Myler. 50 years ago, When I was 9, I got a GI Joe astronaut with a space capsule. Whoa, that's like a. Your parents must have. Wasn't that expensive? That's an amazing. That's like a colossal toy. Colossal. Pressy. Old enough to need new batteries. Plus, his underwear is in the wrong color. Sandra said, "Oh, hold on. I love Toto." Yep, we all do. Well, a lot of us. We do a lot of Toto in this. Ermine Irving, Pressy, that song, does it sing? Okay, you guys talking with yourself. Happy Christmas, John. Hey, Greg Biggs, sorry. I loved getting a big wheels. Oh, yeah. Hike with Mike. Okay, you guys are talking about that. I saw the synchronicity. Oh, Rick, you saw the Synchronicity concert twice, Vancouver and LA. I saw the Zenyatta Mondada tour. I crashed a 1973 Camaro after the show. Actually, technically, I didn't crash it. It was my girlfriend, future wife, now ex-wife, who crashed it. And I got into an accident that same day on the way to meet the police at a meet and greet thing. Okay, we got 3 minutes. Hike with Mike. I love getting the vertibird helicopter. I don't know what that is. Pressy says Elton John obsessed. I was just watching Elton John talk about his duets on one of the entertainment shows. I hate entertainment shows. As a rule, I just don't like the way announcers do their thing on entertainment shows. They're just there's a little too much hero worshiping going on, and they all sound the same. I remember when I was a kid, I had a theory that all nurses and all teachers had the exact same personality. You get older and you realize that's not true, but you also think, oh, there's a reason why I said that. Some people just fall into a pocket. All hockey players during an interview all act the same way. Well, that was a tough game, 110%, la la la. They all kind of say the same thing, and they fall into a pocket. That's an acceptable version of their personalities, just like radio announcers do, because a lot of us kind of have the same thing going on. Snowman, the $6 million man doll. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Well, that's when a lot of people discovered them, Ruben, because that's when they came to America physically for the first time. And that's why they did the meet and greet. So, okay, guys, I gotta go. I gotta do my thing. I gotta record my show. I'll be back tomorrow night. Thanks for all your feedback. I appreciate it. I'm not sure what the topic will be tomorrow night. I'm not sure what it's going to be. There's a lot of things. It's going to be Christmas oriented, and not necessarily, not necessarily music oriented, but it can be. So music and Christmas together. We've been already talking about the best and worst Christmas songs, what your favorite Christmas presents were. I'd like to come in every night this week, and right until Christmas Eve, I'll come on for a short time with Chris on Christmas Eve. Shannon will come on with me as well. Rick, thanks for your contribution tonight. That's great. Gediminas, thank you. John, thanks a lot for coming on. Pressy, Ruben, Greg, all you guys, I appreciate you coming on and keeping me company. It's been a slice. Christmas is not like it used to be. It's impossible to get that Christmas spirit just by the very fact that our bodies are changing all the time. We're getting older. We have different priorities. It's not for us in some ways, but it still is. All those reasons why Christmas isn't Christmas as it was when you lose your wonderment when you get a little older, but it changes. It's just different now. And we're in COVID. I love you guys. I thank you so much for being part of my life. It means you'd have no idea what it means to me. I love these live broadcasts. It's so much fun to talk to you. I'm looking for a way that somehow we could all go on a Zoom call and we can all talk. I'd love for YouTube to have something like that. I know there are ways of doing that where I can invite 50 people and we all come on and we all talk. I mean, it might be like herding cats and we might all talk at the same time. I don't know. But I'm still looking into it. So there you go. Take good care of yourself. Okay, till tomorrow night.